Women have been making significant contributions to history for centuries, yet their stories have often been overlooked or marginalized. This tribute is dedicated to the remarkable women who have challenged norms, broken barriers, and changed the world. From scientists and activists to artists and leaders, these women have left an everlasting mark on history and continue to inspire generations to come. Join us as we celebrate the greatness of these trailblazing women and their enduring legacies. The suffragette movement. One of the most significant turning points in women's history was the suffragette movement, which waged a fierce battle for the right to vote. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, women in the United States and Europe were galvanized into action, demanding that their voices be heard. The UK's Women's Social and Political Union, founded by Emmeline Pankhurst and her daughters in 1903, was at the forefront of the suffragette movement, resorting to unconventional tactics like hunger strikes and vandalism to draw attention to their cause. Their relentless efforts paid off in 1918 when women were finally granted the right to vote. The struggle for women's suffrage was no less arduous in the U.S., where women like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton spearheaded the movement. Their tireless activism finally paid off with the ratification of the 19th Amendment in 1920, which secured women's right to vote. Women in science. Women have shattered glass ceilings and made significant strides in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM, despite facing bias and discrimination. Among these trailblazers is Marie Curie, a Polish physicist and chemist who made groundbreaking contributions to the study of radioactivity and became the first woman to be awarded a Nobel Prize. Her work revolutionized the field of physics and led to the discovery of new elements, earning her a second Nobel Prize in chemistry. Another pioneering woman in science was Rosalind Franklin, a British chemist who played a crucial role in the discovery of the structure of DNA through her work with X-ray crystallography. Despite her largely overlooked contributions, her insights into the molecular structure of DNA were essential to the breakthrough. Women in politics. Women have also made history in the political arena, becoming leaders and agents of change in their own right. Margaret Thatcher, for instance, became the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in 1981, a position she held for 11 years. More recently, Kamala Harris made history in 2020 as the first female Vice President of the United States, breaking barriers as a Black and South Asian woman and inspiring women and girls worldwide. Women in the arts. Jane Austen, known for her wit and incisive social commentary, is widely considered one of the greatest English novelists of all time. Meanwhile, women musicians such as Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, sold more than 75 million records worldwide, won 18 Grammy Awards and became the first woman inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987. Also, Beyoncé Knowles Carter's 6 studio albums have debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200 chart. She has won a total of 28 Grammy Awards, making her the most awarded female artist in Grammy history. Women in sports. Women have broken barriers and achieved significant progress in various fields, challenging gender stereotypes and proving their ability to compete at the highest level. Billie Jean King's victory in the famous Battle of the Sexes tennis match in 1973 drew attention to gender inequality in sports. Serena Williams turned professional in 1995 at the age of 14 and has since won a total of 73 WTA, Women's Tennis Association, singles titles and 23 Grand Slam singles titles, including the Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, and US Open. Simone Biles has won a total of 30 Olympic and World Championship medals, including 19 golds, making her the most decorated American gymnast and the third most decorated gymnast of all time. The fight for equality continues. Women continue to encounter discrimination, harassment, and unequal treatment in many areas of life, including the workplace, politics, and the media. The #MeToo movement, which gained momentum in 2017, exposed the prevalence of sexual harassment and assault against women, particularly in the workplace. While Kamala Harris' election as the first female Vice President of the United States in 2021 was a historic achievement, women remain underrepresented in politics at all levels, with women comprising only slightly over a quarter of the United States Congress. The Women's March, a global movement for women's rights and equality that began in 2017, has brought women from all walks of life together to demand change and fight for a more equitable world. As we celebrate Women's History Month, we should recognize the accomplishments and contributions of women throughout history while also acknowledging that the fight for gender equality is far from over. We must remember the women who have paved the way for us and continue to work towards a more equitable and just world for all.